Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Path of the Pros. For those of you just tuning in, this is a podcast series where I sit down with some of the most talented and successful execs in sports entertainment. We learn about their journey so far, path to success in one of the toughest sectors in the world, as well as career-related industry topics. Today, I'm sat with Humza Teherany, the Chief Technology and Digital Officer over at Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Humza, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Samir.
Of course. And just to set the tone here, guys, we are sat with one of the leaders in tech in sports. So this is someone who has driven innovation, someone who's led from the front with regards to how sports develops across the industry from a tech standpoint, and a business like MLSE that has been recognized across the industry as being a leader in this world. So just wanted to set the tone for those of you that are listening in, thinking, right, what are we getting into here? I'm excited and I'm confident this one's going to be a good one. So, like I said, Humza, thanks again for joining us. And I guess to get tucked into things. So, question I always like to kick these things off with. If you can take us back to how you broke into the industry from a sports perspective. I know you've not had the most I guess direct path into the industry as most people do when they start off at an earlier age, but would love to hear how you broke in.
Yeah, I actually just celebrated my fifth year anniversary
Congrats.
at MLSE. So I guess I'm into my sixth year, headed into my sixth year. It was actually not a planned, structured way into sports for me. Prior to MLSE, I was leading a digital company inside Compass Group North America, which is one of the Compass Group PLC is one of the largest hospitality services in the food sector, and it's about a $30 billion company approximately. And the North American division was 17 or 18 billion when I was there, and that was really a company that I built inside one of the largest hospitality companies around technology and innovation, and how we could use that across multiple businesses to drive the experience for millions of people, which were customers of Compass. And built out an organization there called Compass Digital Labs, and ultimately Compass Digital Labs grew to become a wholly owned subsidiary of Compass Group, and I became CEO of that company along the journey. And so really started that organization from nothing, about 5 or 6 people, I think, when I first joined, to 250 people in 2 countries for Compass
Oh,
Group.
wow.
And it became a big engine for sales as well, because what we would do is we would build technology platforms, and it was around mobile payment and pre-order, prepay, and analytics and data, and figuring out what people were ordering and buying, and consumer behavior and insights. So we had the opportunity to really build out this hospitality technology platform stack around mobile. It's probably going back about 10 years now, and that was before the ubiquity of like all of these things now. You go to Starbucks and you pre-order, you prepay, and you're done, and it's normal. So I was in that sector, and I think being a CEO in building this venture for a very large company and a multinational organization was such a great place for me to be. I had built a really great diverse team, and then along the way the phone rings, and from a recruiter, and it was somebody representing Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. And the conversation was, we're familiar with what you've done at Compass, and we want to do something very similar at Maple Leaf Sports. We don't have an organized digital presence, and we want to really be a leader in digital, and not only help to drive revenue in the business and fan experience, but also how do we differentiate, how do we innovate from a sports perspective as well. And for me, I was in my previous role working in this multinational organization, largely focused on the US. I was traveling around everywhere, and like I was on planes and trains and managing a huge team here in Toronto. And I grew up here. I was born in the UK. My family came here to Toronto when I was 3, and I grew up watching basketball. And I grew up, in fact, playing basketball and watching basketball. And that phone call to me was just an amazing opportunity to influence sports and help to try to see what I might be able to do in sports. And that was such an exciting proposition, to be able to do that. So sharp right turn after lots of thinking, in doing what I'm doing now. I decided to go from CEO to Chief Technology and Digital Officer, which is unusual because once you're at CEO, you probably stay at CEO. But to me, it was less about the role; it was more about the opportunity. This venture that MLSE was about to light up internally had never been done in sports,
Yeah.
and that really energizes me. Doing things that have not been done and figuring out new ways to innovate. And I also wanted to prove to myself that I could build it again,
Yeah.
in terms of the venture that I had built at Compass. So that's how it worked. And 5 years later, here we are. We've done a bunch of incredible things with an incredible team.
Yeah. And just talk to us about that. I guess that, you just said you celebrate your 5-year anniversary. Talk to us about where the business was when you joined in, 2018, to where it is today, and some of the kind of key achievements that you've built over there.
Yeah, we had a really great technical team when I joined, a really strong, venue tech, IT group that was doing incredible things. We had small pockets of digital, but they were quite dispersed around different places in the business and not really operating under one strategy. So, 5 years ago, it was really about building base capabilities, and I think in that first year, it was really about how do we get the team together? How do we figure out, all the right roles in all the right places? And I also renamed the IT. At that time it was the IT organization, but I rebranded it to MLSE Digital Labs. Very similar to the organization I had built before. And the rationale around that was there's so many aspects of digital and technology inside Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Being a multi-venue, multi-team organization, one of the few in North America at our scale, the person plugging in the IT network cable is as important as the person developing the UX and UI for a mobile app.
Love that.
And it was really a cultural element because I didn't want there to be an IT group and a venue technology group, and then to be this other group over here that's doing digital, right? That was like had their name in lights. And it was a way for us to bring the group together. And it was a way for us to drive culture. And I had great support from, not only our ownership group, but also our executive leadership team and the rest of my peers that, really were doubled down on my strategy. And it was a great change, I think, for the organization. And from there we started to build out capabilities, design, development, data science, vertical that works with our teams on sport tech performance from a digital standpoint, analytics, and a whole host of other things. And then on the business side of things, in the first couple of years, it was really about myself and our group helping to drive our business strategy. And it was about helping to build our business strategy across all of our groups. And we really did it collaboratively. And so we didn't really have a technology strategy. We had this business strategy, and then we had technology enablers built in throughout the entirety of the strategy. And so that was the first couple of years. I think it was about getting the basics right, about really being excellent at what we do, and then really starting to build some incredible experiences as we went.
Nice. And look, you've gone from that to, I guess, in the seat that I'm sat, and obviously speak to a lot of people across the industry, a lot of technology leaders across the industry, and on various occasions, MLSE have come up as one of the leaders in tech innovation and tech implementation across the industry. We've had a few conversations with folks over at the NHL, and you're very much trusted as a partner with those guys, and almost considered as a center of excellence for the NHL. From the conversations that we've had. What is it that I guess you guys, or that you think that you guys are doing differently in comparison to some other businesses that you think have led you to become one of the leaders across the industry?
Well, one I think is our culture, and I think it's our people. I've been privileged and lucky to build a really great team, and I think for me as a leader, my job is to have the right strategy alignment within the organization, align my organization and people to those goals, and then really find really smart, intelligent, talented people, and then get out of the way. And that's kind of the strategy. Because that's what leadership is about. It's about enabling others. It's about helping others become the best version of themselves and supporting them along the way. And when you do that, you do achieve, whether it's as a CEO in my previous role or as a chief technology and digital officer, my role was the first one ever created in the history of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. There wasn't a chief technology and digital officer, let alone that voice on the executive committee.
Yeah.
So I think that was that was a big deal. But I think the bigger part of it is consistent delivery of those teams. And I think that's what has been our unlocker. One of the other things that we really focus on with our people is really to be great at the roles that they're in, right? The job that you're doing, it's important that you become a professional and a pro in that job. As we talk about path to the pros, you have to be a pro in what you do, and you have to do it consistently. And once you nail that, then you earn the opportunity to do other things. And we also have some other sort of principles we follow around this 80-20 rule, where 80% of your time should be spent on doing your job and doing your job really, really, really well. You need to crush your job. You need to be an excellent person doing your job with results. And then really 20%, as you get to that level of excellence, 20% then starts to get unlocked on new things, on innovation, whether you're on the help desk or whether you're in a development group or an R&D group or working with our teams. That's when you get the ability to do those things. And once people sort of master that, we really start to get incredible, great ideas coming out. We're able to execute them, and we build and we build and we build. And over 2 or 3 or 4 years, you look back and you see all these wonderful examples. But it's a build. It's a slow build. Doesn't happen overnight. Make a lot of mistakes. You got to fix things. You got to give people the opportunity to also fail, learn, and grow, as we all do. And it is definitely a big journey.
Sounds like you've obviously built an incredible team there. You're obviously a great leader in having built teams over the course of your career. And building that internal culture, I think, is essential for any team, right? Not just technology, but for any team. If you get that culture right and you nail that part down, then really you can go out and achieve anything. I guess taking things outside of the internal structures and the internal culture that you've built, but looking at things from a fan perspective, how have the I guess developments from a tech standpoint within Maple Leaf supported and enhanced that overall fan experience for those that are, attending whether it be basketball, hockey, or even the esports world that you guys were also involved in?
Yeah, when I look back 5 years ago, we had our mobile apps were not really used by fans to a great degree. We probably at this point, 10x our number. We are in the millions of fans on our apps now. And so when we look at the usage of mobile, we rebuilt our mobile apps really early into my journey, and we decided that we were going to make it all about utility, and it was going to be about how to get a better experience. It wasn't going to be about like the glitzy thing that you would pop into the app to do. So here's some of the things we did. We added food and beverage capability. We added mobile payment capability very early. And so now, the advantages would be that you'd be able to, as an example, pre-order and get your food delivered to your seat, so you have more time to watch the game. Right. You could do the same thing with merchandise. You could go pick up your order. And this is now a few years ago as we started. We also provided this great offer platform to our partners, where our partners could actually build the right campaigns to be able to have unique opportunities, whether it was for fans winning prizes or the chance to win a trip or other competitions that were happening. And so it started this groundswell of people being interested in the app. And obviously our stats, our metrics, the scores, the breakdown of the game, the content that went on inside the app, and our collaboration with our marketing team, we highly focused on all of those things from a utility standpoint. And then slowly as we progressed, we added in sensor capability. So understanding lineups that were, around the arena, so you could skip certain times of getting food or drink or beverage, or, even things like a washroom break, that's kind of trivial, but you don't want to be gone out of your seat to get your food or drink or other things and miss the game. Back in 2020, we then launched our apps as the only mechanism to get to the arena. And so we went full digital ticket, and it was a big leap of faith for the organization. I think there was a lot of stressed out people that, one, is it going to work? Two, what about all the people that didn't want to necessarily do it? And the pandemic kind of accelerated that for us. But
Yeah.
To the point where now we've had over 3 million fans across all of our venues since 2020,
Wow.
north of 3 million people that have come in using digital tickets. Also in our concert business, soccer, hockey, obviously Toronto FC, Toronto Raptors, and Toronto Maple Leafs. And now, as we move forward, we've built capabilities around a digital arena capabilities. You can come into a digital arena inside our apps and speak with our fans and speak with some alumni and get these really cool experiences. You can get some video related content that's really exciting, and we're excited to bring actually additional capabilities around things like mixed reality and augmented reality and
Wow.
sensor data coming off of the ice and the court. So it really has been a platform for us to grow into around making your sports experience better, regardless of whether you're in the arena or if you're at home or if you're across the world. And that's the way we've looked at it. We haven't looked at it as an app strategy. We've looked at it as a sports strategy around an NBA team, an NHL team, a Major League Soccer team, and even a CFL in our live business, have complementary apps.
Nice. And I guess that having that switch going from, traditional ticketing to the digital world has more than one benefit, right? Just from ease of use or ease of access perspective. But has that then helped you guys, I guess, from when you look at things like loyalty, and look at things like, I guess, buyer habits or fan habits, has that then helped to improve, I guess, that overall fan experience? And I guess, are there any plans further down the line that you may be able to share, that fans can think about and get excited about moving forwards?
Yeah, we have, I think as our fans and our members use the mobile capability, we've got an entire member section that we built. So, the
Nice.
member section, if you're a season seat holder, the member section in our app now knows, it's Samir and the games that you go to and, your preferences. These are all opt-in, by the way. You opt into these services, and you provide this information if you would like that personalized experience. But that is all personalized capability now inside the app, and so you're able to see more of what you want and less of maybe what you don't want, along with your tickets and your access cards into various facilities inside the in premium spaces inside the arena. So you've got all of these capabilities now that I think are really helping to make your phone and your digital device an assistant for you, as you're in the arena, that helps you do more of what you want to do as you're attending our live games.
Nice. Sounds like an exciting time for the business, and I guess looking forwards. Last question I'll leave you with there, Humza, is from I guess tech is always innovating, tech is always changing, tech is always improving. What future tech trends, I guess, do you see having a significant impact across the sports industry, and I guess how are you guys at Maple Leaf, preparing to adapt to them?
We built a really great innovation program with one of the largest tech companies in the world, with AWS, and we built that partnership about 2 years ago. Part of our partnership relationship with Amazon Web Services was us creating a joint sport tech innovation program called SportsX. And for anybody listening who wants to check it out, you can go to sportsx.io, and you'll see this program that we've developed. And the program is basically a set of principles that guide us towards creating innovative products and solutions around the business of sports, the fan experience, and around competition. And the idea is, between one of the largest tech companies in the world and one of the largest sports and entertainment organizations in the world, and then one of the largest, most meaningful digital organizations in pro sports as part of MLSE, we have the ability to create products and services and think of ideas that haven't been done before. And I'll give you a couple of examples of what we built in the past. On trend probably right now with augmented reality and what's happening with the Apple headset coming out. But in a set of Nreal glasses, which is now called Xreal, actually, you can now put a set of glasses on and experience an NHL game and see the streaming data coming off of the ice directly in your purview as you watch the game. No phone, no second screen. So as you're watching one of our games, we did this demo last year, and we'll be bringing this to market in the next period of time. As an experience, you actually see all the stats for the players. You see the players' names. You see all the interesting stats you might be interested in, like the time in possession or face-off wins, the speed of the player. So if you're a casual fan, you're learning about the game.
Yeah.
right? We want you to learn about games so you become a fan. And if you're an advanced user, you can actually see all of these really interesting insights. Similar to I think what they've done with Formula One, where you're getting all these really interesting insights. We've done that from an NHL perspective in partnership with the NHL as well as AWS. On the basketball side, we built a platform called Immersive Basketball Experience, and very similar. It uses biomechanical data that's now being provided by the NBA, and also some computer vision. And we're able to superimpose a real life NBA game on any surface. So what we did is we took the platform stack into the Raptors practice facility, and we scale up the technology inside the glasses that kind of look like a normal set of glasses, actually. And you can now run up and down the court in real time with the NBA game that's happening. So imagine an NBA game happening, and imagine you running on the court and running up and down with the players. That's exactly
not
what
sure
it
I'm
is.
going to catch up to them, but I'll give it a go.
So the couple, there are some examples, right? As a fan, imagine now being part of a game that's happening, but you're on the court watching.
It's insane.
As a basketball player, imagine in the future being trained on performance with the coach that's telling you, look at how you jumped for that shot in the position you were in. That wasn't optimal, and you're actually able to look at yourself in a 3D space and see what that person is talking about. Or my favorite one is, imagine projecting this and superimposing it onto your coffee table and watching it in a 3D space, from a game perspective. So these are some of the things that we're working on, and I think some of them are really exciting. And then there's other more rudimentary ones, that I would say we're working in partnership around. We're bringing one of Canada's first just walkouts into Scotiabank Arena as part of the season. Should be able to, walk in, literally tap your credit card and walk out within 7 to 15 seconds probably, and get back to your seat. So our ideas are always around utility, experience for our fans and for our partners, and for making our business better, right?
Yeah.
I think sports needs to continue to innovate and do new things, and it'll make sports better from how you get into the experience, to watching internally inside sitting in an arena, or if you're watching globally somewhere else, as we've got multitudes of fans that don't sit in our building or in our arena or in our city even sometimes. So that's some of our excitement, and some of where we came from, and also what we've achieved. But I think there's so much more to do, and the sports world is really transforming. 5 years into this industry, it's continuing to transform at a rapid pace, and there's tons of opportunities for all sports teams, all sports organizations, to be more fan centric, tailored to the fan, tailored to the competition, and just lots of really exciting things ahead.
There you go, guys. Insight, information, and everything that you need to know from one of the leaders across the industry. Humza, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you on. For anyone that's interested in whether it be connected with Humza, or if you're a tech or digital person, I should say, thinking about opportunities and wanting to break into the industry, feel free to check out Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment. They've got a robust careers page with a lot of opportunities on there for those looking to get in, and I'm sure Humza's happy to connect with those that express an interest as well. So thank you again. Thanks to all those who listened. And yeah, looking forward to staying connected with you, Humza, and seeing what happens next with MLSE.
Thanks, Samir. Appreciate the opportunity.